So I'm back in the gym, training back after my partial lat tear, and I'm gonna tell you everything I'm doing. So let's do this. So first things first, most importantly of all, if you feel a sharp pain, stop. No ifs, no buts, just stop what you're doing. The risk totally outweighs the reward. You won't ready to start training again. So click out this video and come back in a couple weeks time. A sharp stabbing pain usually means your healing fibers are being pulled beyond their current limits. It's your body's warning sign that you're risking a re-tear, and we wouldn't want that. So first things first, what we want to do is something chest supported. For example, cable rows, plate loaded machine rows, low rows, T-bar row. So what a chest supported exercise does is completely take the pressure off your lat stabilizers. Normally when you do free rows, for example bent over row, your lats do double the work, pulling and stabilizing your torso. But with chest support, your torso is fixed. Your lat only works on the pull, not holding your body into position. It also completely eliminates cheating or any momentum with the exercise. You can't swing or jog weight when your chest is pinned down, and that prevents sudden overstretching of the healing lat. And finally, it helps protect your spine and your core. So now that we've got the basics covered, what we want to do is control our reps. No ballistic movements. We don't want to do any kind of movement which could antagonize our injury. For example, strain it again or tear it again. So what controlling the reps does, it just protects your tendon. It just makes nice, smooth and controlled movement. If you go really slow on the eccentrics, maybe 2 to 4 seconds on the negative. It also helps improve stability and coordination around the muscle, so it helps rebalance everything in that general area, as well as completely eliminates momentum without doing fast or sloppy reps, and it also improves your mind-muscle connection. So next up, we are going to limit the range of motion. I know if you train optimally, you have to get that full stretch. That maximizes muscle growth, but that's not the case. Our training has changed slightly just because we're coming back from injury. We want to limit to this range just because you're still potentially healing. You're not 100% and you don't necessarily want to do that full stretch on a muscle, especially with a muscle strain or a slight muscle tear. So what we're going to do, instead of doing the full stretch, we're just going to limit this, maybe go 2/3 of the way. You're still getting enough muscle activation without necessarily risking anything. And you're keeping the tension exactly where you want it. So next up, I know it's going to be difficult, but don't chase your loads. You've got to put your ego aside for this one. What you want to do is just really reduce the weight. You don't really want to be working to failure. What you want to be working is with reps in reserves. Again, that you're not 100% and you're still healing. You want to be working with at least 3 to 4 reps in reserves. You don't really want to overstrain the muscle, overexert it. So don't go straight into the weights that you were doing prior to your injury. It's going to take time to get back into there. If you go straight into the weight you were doing prior to your injury, it's just going to end horribly wrong. So put your ego aside and reduce the weight, because once you're fully recovered, your strength comes back pretty fast. So next up, you want to avoid any kind of overhead work after a lat injury. This maximizes the stretch on the lat. Raising your arms overhead puts the lat under full lengthened tension. A healing tendon is weakened when stretched, so this risks aggravation or re-tear. It also increases the load on the tendon and has compensation risk. If the injured lat can't handle the load, other muscles like your traps, rhomboids or shoulders overcompensate. That could lead to secondary injuries or overuse problems. So just step away from the overhead presses and the vertical pulls for now. If you're enjoying this video so far, give it a thumbs up. And last but not least, you want to progress gradually. For the first 2 to 3 weeks, you want to do light or moderate horizontal rows only. With 3 to 4 weeks, you want to increase the range and load slightly. And finally, after 4 weeks, you want to do banded pull-ups and overhead presses with a reduced load, but do this responsibly. If you made it to the end of this video, give it a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, and watch this next video.